Close your eyes, take a deep, slow breath, and let the weight of the day drift away from your shoulders. Imagine, if you will, a world before the constant ticking of digital clocks, before the hum of electricity, and before the relentless pace of modern life. You are stepping back in time, not to a place of chaos or noise, but to a quiet, stone-walled medieval town in the heart of Europe. The sun is beginning to dip below the horizon, casting long, golden shadows across the narrow cobblestone streets. There is a profound stillness here, punctuated only by the distant, rhythmic clatter of a horse-drawn cart and the soft rustle of autumn leaves. But listen closely. Can you hear it? High above the timber-framed houses, rising toward the twilight sky, stands the town's bell tower. In this world, time was not something you carried in your pocket or glanced at on a screen. Time was something you felt. It was a shared, communal heartbeat, governed entirely by the voice of the bells. You might wonder, how did an entire civilization manage to function, to thrive, and to organize their lives without the precision of modern timekeeping? The answer lies in the bronze lungs of the church tower. Tonight we aren't just learning history, we are stepping into a different rhythm. We are going to explore how the tolling of a bell served as the invisible conductor of medieval existence. From the first grey light of dawn to the deep velvet silence of the night, every aspect of life, your work, your prayers, your safety, and your rest was dictated by these sacred vibrations. As you settle deeper into your pillow, allow yourself to be transported to a time when the ringing of a bell was not just a signal, but the very heartbeat of your home. The channel's Sleepy History with Kevin is a storytelling platform created for entertainment, inspiration, education, and the promotion of positive emotional values. As the first light of dawn begins to pale the sky, the town remains wrapped in a soft blue-grey mist. Everything is still. The cobblestones are damp with the morning dew, and the air is cool and crisp. This is the quietest moment of the day, a fragile period of peace before the world stirs to life. In the heart of the village, the tall spire of the church rises like a sentinel, silent and imposing against the waking sky. Then it happens. A single resonant note breaks the stillness. It is the Angelus bell, a deep bronze vibration that travels across the rooftops, finding its way into every window and doorway. It is not a harsh alarm, it is a gentle invitation. For the people of this town, this is the signal that the world has turned toward another day. It is the anchor of their existence. Across the town, shutters creak open. You can almost hear the soft rustle of woolen blankets being folded away. In the workshops, the apprentices stir from their straw mattresses. The bakers, who have been awake throughout the night, tending their hearths, pause for a moment of quiet reflection as the bell tolls. There is no rush, no frantic checking of schedules. Instead, there is a steady collective movement toward the day's duties. Think of the rhythm here. It is slow, deliberate, and deeply human. As the bell continues its rhythmic pulse, the streets begin to see the first figures emerging. A blacksmith, his leather apron stiff with age, steps out to unlock his forge. A merchant, rubbing the sleep from his eyes, begins to unlatch the heavy shutters of his stall, preparing his goods for the day. Farmers on the outskirts of town harness their oxen, moving in harmony with that distant, melodic tolling. There is a profound sense of security in this routine. No one is left to wonder what the hour is. The bell has spoken, and the town responds in kind. It is a shared responsibility, a thread that binds the craftsman to the merchant and the labourer to the noble. As you lie there drifting, imagine the sensation of hearing that deep, resonant sound, a sound that has echoed through the centuries, telling you that all is well and that a new beginning has arrived. As the sun climbs higher, warming the stone walls and the slate roofs, the initial stillness of the morning gives way to the steady, productive hum of a thriving medieval town. But even amidst this bustle, the bells continue to act as the invisible master of time. Without the rigid constraints of a mechanical watch, life is measured in the flow of tasks and the intervals between tolls. Midday approaches, and once again the atmosphere shifts. The tolling of the noon bell rings out, not as a sharp interruption, but as a graceful pivot. In the marketplace, where voices have been raised in friendly negotiation, the pace begins to soften. Merchants who have been busy arranging colourful textiles, barrels of spices and fresh loaves of bread take a moment to straighten their backs. The ringing acts as a collective pause, a breath in the middle of a long day. Picture the scene. The marketplace is a tapestry of life. There are no frantic crowds, just the gentle ebb and flow of neighbours greeting one another. When the bells sound, it is a signal to transition, a signal to share a midday meal, to offer a prayer of gratitude for the harvest, or simply to rest under the shade of an oak tree or a wooden awning. The bells provide a structure that prevents the day from feeling overwhelming. They break the work into manageable segments: the morning labour, the midday respite, and the afternoon return to tasks. For the craftsman in his workshop, the sound of the bell is a reliable companion. He works with his hands, his movements measured by the rhythm of the church spire. Whether he is shaping iron, carving oak, or stitching leather, he knows that the bells will tell him when to finish his efforts for the day. There is a deep, comforting predictability to this. No one is racing against a ticking second hand. They are flowing with the natural progression of the sun and the sanctuary of the bell's chime. As the afternoon light begins to soften, painting the town in hues of amber and gold, you might imagine yourself walking through these quiet lanes. You see a weaver carefully finishing a pattern, knowing that the bell will soon invite a shift in focus. The community is synchronized, not by force, but by a shared appreciation for the order that these sounds bring. It is a harmonious existence, where the demands of the world are balanced by the gentle periodic reminders that there is always time to pause, to breathe, and to simply be. Beyond the bustling marketplace and the workshops of the artisans, there lies a different world within the stone walls of the town's monastery. Here, the rhythm of the bells is not merely an organizer of tasks, it is the very breath of life itself. Within these cloistered walls, time is viewed as a precious gift, and every hour is marked by a precise sacred tolling known as the Canonical Hours. Imagine walking through the arched stone cloisters, where the only sounds are the soft friction of sandals on polished flagstones and the distant, melodic echoes of the bells. For the monks and nuns, the day is divided into distinct periods of prayer and contemplation. Matins, lauds, prime, terce, sext, none, vespers and compline, each name represents a rung on a spiritual ladder. The bell is the herald of these transitions, calling the inhabitants from their manual labour, their scribing of manuscripts, or their quiet meditation in the gardens. There is a profound, almost hypnotic beauty to this existence. When the bell rings, it is not a call to work or trade, but a call to go inward. It is a reminder that amidst the concerns of the physical world, there is a space for peace, for gratitude, and for the pursuit of wisdom. The sound of the bell in the quiet of the morning or the twilight of the evening creates a sanctuary of silence that lasts long after the chime has faded. You can picture the scene. A monk pauses in his study, a quill held mid-air, as the bell resonates through the thick ancient walls. He sets down his work, closes his eyes and breathes in the calm. There is no anxiety, no sense of falling behind. There is only the sequence of the day moving toward its natural conclusion. This monastic rhythm, dictated by the bronze bells, offers a blueprint for tranquility that we can still appreciate today. It is a reminder that in our own lives, finding moments of stillness, guided by a steady rhythm of our own choosing, can bring a profound sense of clarity and rest. As the sun begins to lower, casting long peaceful shadows over the garden, the bells signal that the time for reflection is at hand. All stories on this channel, Sleepy History with Kevin, are fictional, thoughtfully crafted around historical themes and inspired by real events, figures, and periods, reimagined for engaging storytelling. The content does not represent real individuals, actual events, but documented cases. Any resemblance to real people, animals, of book or events is purely coincidental. As we drift further into the tapestry of this medieval town, we must recognise that the bells were not only masters of the daily schedule, but also the voice of the community's shared emotions. They were the storytellers of the village, capable of conveying joy just as easily as they marked the passage of time. When the weather turned fair and the season of harvest arrived, the sound of the bells changed entirely. The slow, solemn tolling of ordinary days was replaced by a rapid, festive pealing, a cascade of sound that danced across the tiled roofs. Think of the weddings that brought the town together. When a union was celebrated, the bells would ring out in a jubilant, dancing rhythm, a silver-toned song that signalled happiness to everyone within earshot. People would look up from their chores, smile, and perhaps pause to share a kind word with a neighbour. The bells acted as a public announcement, a shared celebration that connected every person, regardless of their status. Whether you were a craftsman, a merchant, or a noble, the joyful resonance of the bells belonged to you as well. Even royal visits or religious processions were announced by the distinct rhythmic language of the belfry. The villagers would gather in the square, the air filled with an atmosphere of anticipation and communal pride. It was in these moments that the true power of the bell became clear. It turned a collection of individuals into a unified body, all listening to the same song, all sharing in the same heartbeat. If you find yourself feeling a sense of peace as we journey through these quiet historical lanes, please consider supporting this channel by hitting the like button, subscribing and tapping the bell icon for notifications. You help us continue to create these calm, restful experiences for everyone seeking a quiet moment in their day. Your support allows us to keep ringing in these stories, preserving the gentle history that helps us all unwind. As you continue to relax, imagine the sound of those festive bells echoing softly in the distance, a reminder of the simple, unhurried ways people once found to celebrate the beauty of life together. The air feels lighter, the mood more serene, and the weight of your own day begins to lift as you immerse yourself in this timeless, resonant history. While the bells were often the voices of joy and routine, they also served as the vigilant guardians of the town. In the quiet of a medieval night, when the streets were plunged into darkness and the only light came from the flickering glow of a few lanterns, the bell tower remained a watchful sentinel. The people lived in a world where fire was a constant threat, and the wooden structures of their homes made protection a top priority. Imagine the sound of the alarm bell, a rapid, insistent clanging that would shatter the silence of the night. Unlike the rhythmic, calming tolling of the day, this sound was urgent, designed to wake the town and stir the inhabitants to action. Yet, even in this description, there is a sense of order. When the alarm sounded, the town did not descend into panic. Instead, the community knew exactly what to do. They were a people bound by duty, and the bells provided the direction they needed to protect their homes and their neighbours. It is this very concept of protection that brings a unique kind of comfort to our story tonight. Knowing that the town had its own early warning system, its own way of ensuring that no one was left to face a threat alone, creates a feeling of security. You are safe here in this imagined town. The night air is cool and refreshing, and the bells are watching over the quiet lanes. Whether it was a warning of a coming storm, a signal that the town gates were being closed for the night, or a call to address a hazard, the bells ensured that the community functioned as one. For you drifting towards sleep, this represents a world where help is always nearby. The constant presence of the bell tower, looming tall and sturdy against the starry sky, acts as a symbol of stability. You can let go of your own worries, knowing that everything is under control, guided by the steady, resonant heartbeat of the tower. As the night deepens, the atmosphere grows even more serene, with only the occasional soft sigh of the wind through the stone arches. You are tucked away, calm and secure, listening to the echoes of a time when the world moved with deliberate, thoughtful care. As the moonlight washes over the stone rooftops, the silhouette of the bell tower becomes even more prominent. In a medieval town, this structure was far more than just a house for bronze bells. It was the ultimate landmark, the vertical anchor of the community's identity. Rising high above the clustered homes, the shops, and the city walls, the spire served as a beacon that could be seen from miles away, guiding travellers, farmers, and merchants back to the safety of the town. Think about the sheer engineering and devotion required to build such a landmark. With no modern machinery, the people of the town laboured for years, hauling stone and timber to raise this monument toward the heavens. For those living in the shadow of the tower, it was a daily presence that offered a sense of place and belonging. Even for those who could not read, who lived their entire lives without the luxury of a personal timepiece, the tower was a map and a clock in one. When you looked up at the tower, you knew exactly where you stood in the world. You knew the hour, you knew the rhythm of your day, and you knew that you were part of something larger than yourself. The tower represented the intersection of the earthly and the divine, a constant reminder of the spiritual and social foundations of the town. It was where the voice of authority met the needs of the common person. As you lie in the quiet of your room, try to visualize this tall, stoic spire. Its walls are thick and cool, absorbing the whispers of history. It stands immovable, weathering the seasons, standing tall through rain and shine, night and day. It is a symbol of endurance. In our own lives, we can look for our own towers, the values, the habits, and the routines that keep us grounded and give us a sense of direction. Just as the townspeople looked to the tower for guidance, we can look to our own inner sense of order to find peace when the world feels too fast. The tower remains silent now under the midnight sky, its heavy bells resting, but its presence is felt, a steady, comforting weight that promises that tomorrow the rhythm will begin anew. There is something profoundly egalitarian about the sound of a bell. It does not care whether you are a nobleman living in a stone manor, a merchant tending to your accounts, or a weary labourer returning from the fields. The sound waves travel through the air, indifferent to walls, gates, or status. When the bell tolls, it speaks to everyone at the exact same moment. It creates a shared experience, a common thread that weaves through the entire fabric of society. Think of the children playing in the narrow alleys, their laughter mingling with the distant, low hum of a passing bell. Think of the elderly couple sitting by their hearth, finding comfort in the familiar chime that marks their evening rest. The bell acts as a social equalizer. It reminds every citizen that they are living through the same day, facing the same challenges, and sharing in the same moments of stillness. This common rhythm fosters a sense of unity that is rare in our modern, fragmented world. It is a quiet reminder that we are all, in our own ways, walking the same path under the same sky. As we journey together through these echoes of history, I would love to know what sounds bring you the most peace. Do you find comfort in the soft tolling of a bell, the gentle rustle of leaves, or perhaps the quiet hum of rain against a window? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice helps make this community of calm seekers stronger. And if you haven't yet, please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By joining us, you help ensure that these stories of tranquility continue to reach those who need them most. Even now, as you listen, you can imagine that you're standing in a quiet corner of that medieval town. The streets are empty, the shops are closed, and the only sound is the soft, lingering vibration of the last bell of the day. It is a sound of closure, a sound of peace. It tells you that the work is finished, the duties are discharged, and the time for true deep rest has finally arrived. Let that sound resonate within you, easing your thoughts, calming your heart, and preparing your mind for a night of quiet, uninterrupted sleep. Consider, if you will, the delicate relationship between the bronze voice of the bell and the wild, untamed nature that embraced these medieval settlements. The sound did not just exist within the stone walls, it travelled outward, across the rolling hills, over the golden fields of wheat, and through the dense, whispering forests that ringed the town. When the wind blew from the north, it carried the chime of the church tower deep into the countryside, acting as a tether for the shepherds and the tillers of the soil. Even for those working miles away, the faint melodic vibration was a promise that the community was still there, that the hearths were warm, and that the order of the day remained intact. There was a unique alchemy in how the weather coloured these sounds on a crisp, clear morning, when the air was sharp and thin. The bell's tone was crisp and immediate, cutting through the silence like a silver blade. It felt energizing, a call to alertness. Conversely, on a heavy, humid afternoon when the sky was bruised with gathering storm clouds, the sound seemed to thicken, taking on a velvet quality that resonated in the chest. It felt protective, a sturdy shield of sound against the coming rain. Imagine the scent of wet stone, the earthy aroma of damp soil, and the distant muffled tolling of the bell as a gentle rain begins to fall. The sound does not startle, instead it settles into the environment, becoming part of the landscape just like the trees and the river. In these moments, the boundary between the human world and the natural world felt thin. The people of the time understood that they were not separate from the rhythm of the earth. They were merely one part of it. The seasons dictated the work, the sun dictated the hours, and the bells translated these natural phenomena into a language that everyone could understand. When the spring arrived with its blossoms and the return of songbirds, the bells seemed to chime with a lighter, more hopeful cadence. When the deep white silence of winter descended, muffling the town in snow, the bells took on a sombre, steady tone, marking the endurance of the community through the coldest months. As you lie here, allow yourself to drift into this harmony. Feel the weight of the air around you, much like the heavy, peaceful atmosphere of that medieval landscape. Let the stress of the modern world fall away as you realize that you too are connected to these ancient rhythms. The world outside may be complex, but here, in this space, there is only the slow, rhythmic breathing of the earth and the memory of a sound that brought people together for centuries. You are safe, you are grounded. The sounds of nature and the echoes of history are cradling you now, guiding you deeper into a state of profound, restorative tranquility. Each breath you take is synchronized with the slow, steady pulse of this remembered time as we prepare ourselves for the quietest hours of the night. As the velvet curtain of night fully drapes itself over the medieval landscape, the town undergoes a beautiful, slow transformation. The bustling activity of the market square has long since faded into memory, replaced by the soft, flickering orange glow of dying hearth fires. The streets, which were once filled with the rhythmic clip-clop of wooden carts and the soft chatter of neighbours, are now surrendered to the shadows. It is the time of the final bell, the call to Compline, the last prayer of the day, a signal that the time for labour, conversation and movement has come to an end. Listen closely to this final tolling. It is different from all the others. It is slower, deeper, and carries a profound sense of finality. Each note seems to hang in the cool night air for a second longer than the one before, as if the bell itself is weary, wanting to rest alongside the town it has guided since dawn. This is the sound of closure. It is a gentle release, a permission to let go of every burden you carried throughout the day. Whatever tasks remain unfinished, whatever worries lingered in the back of your mind, they can wait until the morning light. The bell has spoken, the world is settling into silence, and it is time for you to follow suit. As you hear that final fading resonance, imagine yourself tucked into a warm, heavy woolen blanket. The air in your room is cool, but you are perfectly cozy, sheltered from the world outside. The sense of peace here is absolute. You are safe, you are warm, and you are entirely at ease. This is the gift of the medieval rhythm. It respected the necessity of rest as much as the necessity of work. Tonight, you are invited to reclaim that balance. If this journey through the quiet, stone-paved streets of history has helped you find a moment of true serenity, I invite you to make this space a regular part of your evening routine. By subscribing to the channel and tapping the notification bell, you ensure that you'll never miss our future explorations into the peaceful corners of the past. Your presence here, in our community of calm, is what allows these stories to flourish. If you haven't yet, take a moment to leave a like on this video. It is a small gesture that helps others find their way to this restful corner of the internet. Let the final echoes of the bells fade completely now. With every second that passes, your heartbeat slows, your muscles loosen, and your mind becomes as quiet as a deserted village lane at midnight. There is nothing more you need to do. There is nowhere else you need to be. Just breathe, drift, and sink deeper into the comfort of this stillness. You are drifting toward a restful, dream-filled slumber, guided by the ancient, soothing silence that follows the final bell of the night. The bells have fallen silent, and now the town is held in the deep, protective embrace of midnight. In the absence of sound, you might find that you become more aware of the stillness itself. It is a thick, velvet silence, not empty, but full of potential and rest. Have you ever considered how, for generations, people just like you stood in this very same quiet, looking up at the stars, listening to the very same stillness after the bells had finally ceased their tolling? There is a profound comfort in knowing that the need for peace, for rest, and for a quiet mind is a universal, timeless human experience. You are part of a long, unbroken lineage of souls who have sought comfort in the rhythm of the world. Tonight, you are simply continuing that legacy. As you lie in the darkness, let your awareness expand. Imagine the cobblestones of the town cooling under the silver moonlight. Imagine the wooden beams of the houses settling, the shutters latched tight against the night breeze, and the townspeople drifting into the same deep, dreamless sleep that you are now entering. There is a sense of collective exhale, a town-wide surrender to the necessity of sleep. You are not alone in this. You are resting alongside history itself. Feel the tension leaving your hands, your feet, your jaw. Even your thoughts have begun to lose their sharp edges, softening into the gentle darkness. The urgency of doing has been replaced by the beauty of being. Just as the bells stood as constant, steady markers in a world of change, you can now stand as a constant, steady observer of your own inner peace. Nothing can disturb this sanctuary you have created. The past is a gentle memory, and the future is a distant shore. Right now, there is only the slow, rhythmic rising and falling of your breath, perfectly in sync with the quiet pulses of the night. This content is inspired by and adapted from public domain works available through Project Gutenberg. The material has been transformed through original narration, editing, and storytelling to create a unique experience for educational and entertainment purposes. Now, allow your imagination to take the lead. You are no longer just an observer of this medieval town, you have become a part of its atmosphere. In the theatre of your mind, the moon hangs high and full, casting a milky pearlescent glow over the tiled roofs and the narrow winding alleys. You are walking softly through these streets, your feet making no sound on the smooth, worn cobblestones. The air is cool, a refreshing, crisp draught that carries the faint, sweet scent of wood smoke and dried lavender from the gardens nearby. As you drift through this dreamscape, you find that the world is entirely your own. The buildings here are friendly, their timber frames and stone foundations built with care and enduring strength. You wander toward the village square, where the great wooden doors of the church stand closed and peaceful. The bell tower above is dark, its heavy iron clapper at rest, its purpose fulfilled for the day. You feel a deep, resonating sense of gratitude for this stillness. It is a quietude that reaches deep into your bones, settling every fluttering nerve, smoothing every tangled thought. See how the shadows dance in the moonlight, slow, languid movements that invite your eyes to grow heavy. Every detail in this dream is designed to soothe you. The way the light catches the dew on a resting cart, The way the night wind whispers through the rafters of the old tavern, the way the stars seem to watch over the town with a gentle, eternal patience. Everything is in perfect order. There is no urgency here, no pressure, and no demands. You are floating in a sea of history and peace, a place where time slows down to match the steady, rhythmic beat of your own resting heart. With every breath, you descend further into this pleasant, hazy dream. The boundaries of the town seem to soften and blend with the dark, comforting expanse of the night sky. You are light, you are free, and you are completely unburdened. The memory of the bells has become a gentle internal hum, a soft melody that accompanies you as you drift away. There is nothing to hold on to, and so you let go of everything. You are sinking gently and safely into the velvet depths of a dream, guided by the peaceful spirit of a time long gone, yet beautifully present in your mind tonight. Let your mind drift even further now, rising gently above the silent rooftops and the sleeping spires of the medieval town. As you ascend, the town becomes a small, glowing ember in the vast, dark landscape of the earth. From this vantage point, the silence is even more profound. It is the silence of the cosmos, the ancient, enduring quiet that has existed since the dawn of time. Above you, a tapestry of stars shimmers with a cool, steady light, each one a distant beacon in the infinite expanse of the night sky. In this space, all human history feels like a fleeting, beautiful dream. The struggles, the daily routines, the clatter of the marketplace, and even the resonant tolling of the bells, they are all part of a larger, magnificent cycle. You are a part of this cycle, a quiet observer connected to everything that has come before and everything that will come after. Feel the weightlessness of your physical body. It is as if you are floating on a gentle current of night air, held securely by the atmosphere, cradled by the very rotation of the world. There is no need for clocks here. There is no need for schedules, plans, or preparation for tomorrow. The stars do not hurry, the moon does not rush its journey across the sky, and you do not need to hasten your arrival into sleep. You are perfectly in sync with the slow, majestic pace of the universe. Every concern you may have had, every thought about the tasks of the day ahead simply dissolves into the darkness, becoming as inconsequential as a falling leaf in a vast, deep forest. You are witnessing the stillness of the entire world. It is a moment of pure existence, stripped of all definitions, all titles, and all expectations. You are simply you, a quiet, breathing, resting presence in a world that is deeply, profoundly at peace. Allow this feeling of expansive, infinite calm to wrap around you like a soft, heavy cloak. There is no direction to go, no purpose to serve, and no noise to break the serenity. You are exactly where you need to be, drifting in the boundless, peaceful void of a night that is entirely, lovingly yours. Now we approach the threshold of total surrender. The image of the medieval town, with its stone towers and winding lanes, has become a soft, blurred memory, like a painting left in the gentle light of twilight. You no longer need to visualize the bells, the market, or the stars. All of those images have done their work. They have guided you here to the very edge of the deep, dark ocean of sleep. Notice how your breath has become almost imperceptible. It is slow, deep, and rhythmic, moving in and out with the natural ease of a calm tide hitting the shore. There is no effort in this. Your body is becoming heavy, sinking deeper and deeper into the softness of your bed, as if the mattress is slowly absorbing the last remnants of the day's tension. Every muscle from your forehead to your toes is completely limp. The effort of holding yourself, of thinking, of processing the world, it is all being put aside, one layer at a time. Imagine, if you will, that you are like a calm pool of water after the wind has died down completely. The surface is still. No ripples, no movement. Any lingering thoughts that try to surface are like tiny bubbles that drift to the top and quietly pop, vanishing into the air. You are the pool. You are the stillness. You are the deep, quiet night. In this space, time does not exist. There is no past to look back upon and no future to worry about. There is only the now, this singular, eternal moment of rest. You are drifting in a state of suspended animation, where your mind is finally allowed to cease its endless chatter. It is a blissful, empty void, and it is entirely safe. You have earned this rest. You have lived your day, and now the universe asks nothing more of you than to close your eyes, breathe, and let the darkness hold you. You are being carried now, gently and surely, into the deepest, most restorative sleep you have ever known. We have arrived at the final threshold. The world you left behind, the busy marketplaces, the echoes of the iron bells, the stone architecture of the medieval town, all of these have drifted into the distant background of your consciousness. They are now nothing more than the soft, gentle memories of a dream you are leaving behind. You are standing on the precipice of a deep, silent sanctuary, a place where time ceases to measure anything at all. There is nothing left to hold on to, no memories to replay, no plans to construct, no sounds to listen for. Even the memory of the bell's chime has dissolved, leaving behind only a pure, resonant silence that fills the space around you. Feel how light you have become. Your physical form feels as though it is dissolving into the softness of your surroundings, blending seamlessly with the quiet darkness of your room. You are not separate from the night, you are a part of it. If a stray thought should happen to pass through your mind, simply watch it drift by like a cloud in a vast empty sky. Do not engage with it, do not hold it, let it pass, and return to the steady rhythmic pulse of your own quiet existence. You are perfectly safe here. You are anchored in this moment of absolute undisturbed peace. Your heart rate is slow and steady, your muscles are completely surrendered, and your mind is an open, tranquil space of infinite calm. The silence is your companion now. It is warm, it is welcoming, and it is endlessly patient. You are moving into the deepest levels of rest, where the body heals, where the mind clears, and where the soul finds true, uninterrupted stillness. Let yourself fall. There is nothing to catch you but the gentle embrace of the night, and there is nowhere else you need to be. Just breathe. Let go of the very next thought before it even forms. You are entering the realm of dreams, a place of soft shadows and quiet beauty, where the only thing that matters is the deep, restorative sleep that is pulling you down into its comforting depths. Sink further, let go entirely. Everything is at peace, everything is still. Sleep now, in the quiet, timeless cradle of the night. There is a rhythm that exists beneath the surface of all things, a pulse that beats in the heart of the earth, in the turning of the stars, and in the quiet, steady cadence of your own breathing. We have travelled far today, from the cobblestone streets of a distant past to the silent, starry heights of the universe, and now we return to the most important place of all, the deep, quiet sanctuary of your own being. Listen to the stillness. It is not empty, it is filled with the presence of your own life. Slowing down, settling into the bedrock of rest, your heartbeat, once influenced by the busyness of the day, has now found its true, natural tempo, slow, soft, and rhythmic. With every beat, a wave of calm washes over you, travelling from your chest, down through your limbs, to the very tips of your fingers and toes. You are becoming as still as the stone walls we imagined, as quiet as the sleeping town under the pale moonlight. Notice how the darkness is no longer just an absence of light. It is a presence of comfort. It is a soft, protective blanket that wraps around your senses, muffling the world until only your own internal peace remains. There is a profound beauty in this level of stillness. You have moved beyond the need to understand, beyond the need to remember, and beyond the need to do. You have reached a place of pure existence. In this final lingering moment of awareness, imagine yourself floating in a warm, dark pool of liquid silence. There is no resistance, no friction, and no weight. You are perfectly buoyant, perfectly supported, and perfectly at ease. The world has ceased to matter. The clock has stopped. The bells have long since finished their song. There is only the rhythm of your own breath and the beautiful, soft descent into the vast, unending silence of sleep. You are drifting, drifting, drifting into the deep, dark sea of dreams, where you will find the rest you deserve. We are drifting beyond the walls of the medieval town, beyond the memory of the bells, and beyond the reach of the waking world. All the images we have gathered, the golden light on the stone, the soft shadows in the alleys, the rhythmic tolling that guided the day, have served their purpose. They were the gentle paths that led you to this moment of total tranquility. Now it is time to let go of the path itself. Imagine that every thought, every lingering memory of the day, is like a soft grey mist as you breathe. This mist is slowly clearing, revealing a vast open expanse of dark velvet space. You are drifting in this space, untethered and weightless. The sense of I is fading, becoming soft and expansive, merging with the stillness that surrounds you. There is no longer a you to be tired or a you to be relaxed. There is only the peaceful, expansive nature of rest itself. Feel your consciousness expanding, reaching out into the silence. It is like the surface of a calm lake, extending endlessly in every direction. There are no boundaries here. The ceiling of your room, the walls around you, the bed beneath you, these things are fading into insignificance. You are simply a consciousness resting in the cradle of the night. Everything is slowing down now. The world is folding inward, quiet and peaceful. Your breath is no longer something you do, it is something that happens to you. A gentle pulse in the deep silence. You are safe, you are held, you are completely surrendered to this moment. There is no tomorrow to anticipate, no yesterday to recall. There is only this singular, eternal pause. You are slipping beneath the surface of the waking mind, down into the deep, refreshing waters of restorative sleep. Everything is quiet, everything is still. You are drifting, deeper and deeper, into the heart of the night. The transition is almost complete. You are now at the very edge of the waking world, where the boundaries between reality and the world of dreams become thin, porous and gentle. Imagine that you are a soft, glowing ember in a darkened hearth, slowly losing its heat, fading into a cool, calm grey. The urgency that once characterized your day, the responsibilities you carried, and the thoughts that flickered like candlelight, all of these are cooling, quieting, and returning to the earth. There is no effort required to stay here. You do not have to hold on to your thoughts, nor do you have to chase them away. Simply allow them to dissolve, like a feather drifting in a still room. Your mind is floating, unanchored, in the warmth of this quiet darkness. The silence is no longer something you hear. It is something you inhabit. It is a soft, padded room of the mind where everything is comfortable, everything is secure, and everything is at peace. Your limbs feel like lead, warm and heavy, sinking deep into the mattress that supports you. You are completely cradled. The air in the room is still holding you in a gentle, protective embrace. If there is a final sound left in your mind, let it be the memory of the wind, a soft, whispering sigh that fades away into nothingness. You are no longer in the medieval town. You are no longer in your room. You are in the realm of the sleeping, where the world is quiet and time has folded upon itself. Everything you have done today has led you to this specific point of rest. You have lived, you have breathed, you have learned, and now you are ready to recharge in the most profound way possible. The darkness is your friend. It is a canvas upon which your dreams will soon begin to paint themselves. You are ready to close the final door on the waking world and step into the soft velvet silence of the night. You're almost there. Just let go. Let the last threads of awareness slip through your fingers and surrender yourself to the beautiful, expansive stillness of deep, restorative sleep. We are drifting in the deep, quiet waters of the final hours. The last remnants of thought have drifted away, leaving your mind as smooth and undisturbed as the surface of a forest lake at midnight. There is nothing left to analyze, nothing left to solve, and nothing left to pursue. You have arrived at the destination of your journey, a place of absolute unburdened presence. Feel the space around you. It is vast, yet it feels intimate and personal. The air is still, carrying the heavy, comforting scent of peace. In this space, your breathing is no longer a conscious effort. It is merely a natural, slow ripple of life, rising and falling without your command. You are perfectly in tune with the quiet rhythm of the universe. The busy, clamorous world of the day, with its bells, its trades, and its bustling lanes, has been completely left behind, dissolved into the vast protective velvet of the dark. Imagine that you are gently untethering from the world of form. The weight of your body is not a burden, it is a grounding force that keeps you safe and secure in this state of stillness. Your consciousness is soft, fluid, and expansive, ready to dissolve into the quiet void. You do not need to reach for sleep. Sleep is reaching for you, coming like a cool, gentle tide that rises to meet the shore. It is patient, it is kind, and it is inevitable. There is nothing for you to do but to allow this final transition to unfold. You are in the safest place imaginable, within the sanctuary of your own being. The silence here is rich, deep, and deeply restorative. It is the silence from which all dreams are born, and it is the silence that will heal every part of your spirit before the sun rises once more. Sink into it. Let the world fall away entirely. You are resting now, in the very heart of the quiet, as you prepare to cross the threshold into the deepest possible sleep. Everything is soft, everything is silent, everything is ready. There is no more history to recount. The medieval town, with its stone towers, its tolling bells, and its quiet, winding streets, has fully dissolved into the tapestry of the night. You have walked through those memories, lived in that stillness, and now that journey has come to its natural end. You are no longer in the past, you are not even in the present. You are in the eternal now, the quiet space that exists before sleep fully claims you. Notice how even the concept of you has become light, like smoke drifting into the cool, dark air. There is no longer a thinker, only the act of thinking that has finally slowed to a complete halt. There is no longer a dreamer, only the calm, rhythmic breathing of a body that has surrendered to the restorative power of rest. The silence here is absolute, and it is the most comforting thing you have ever known. It is the silence of the earth at rest, the silence of the stars in their ancient paths, and the silence of your own heart as it beats with slow, steady grace. Every muscle is at rest. Every nerve is quiet. The very air around you seems to be holding you in a gentle, warm embrace. You have arrived at the final sanctuary, a place where all needs, all desires, and all worries have been left far behind. There is no light here, but you do not need it. There is no sound here, but you do not miss it. You are simply existing, floating in the soft, dark fluid of the night, ready to be carried by the gentle current of sleep into the deepest, most quiet corner of your mind. The world outside continues on, but it no longer concerns you. You are removed from the passage of time, floating in an ocean of stillness. Whatever tomorrow may bring, it is far, far away. Right now there is only the descent. You're sinking deeper past the reach of thought, past the reach of sensation, into the pure, unadulterated peace of the deep dark. Everything is folding in on itself, becoming smaller, quieter, simpler, until there is nothing left but the calm, rhythmic and beautiful silence of the night. Since we are lingering in this quiet space, let us walk slowly into one of the hidden gardens of the town. These small walled courtyards are the secret lungs of the community, tucked away behind heavy wooden gates and high stone walls. It is late, and the world is asleep, but the garden is alive with a subtle, peaceful energy. Under the soft gaze of the moon, the leaves of the herbs, lavender, sage, and mint, release their fragrance into the cooling night air. Reach out in your imagination and brush your fingertips against the velvet texture of a sage leaf. It feels cool, slightly fuzzy, and grounded. This is the scent of the earth at peace. The air here is cleaner, fresher, as if the garden itself is filtering the very atmosphere, removing the dust of the day and replacing it with the calm, soothing essence of the earth. Everything is dew-kissed. The petals of the sleeping roses are folded tight, protecting their beauty for the dawn, and the ivy that climbs the garden walls sways almost imperceptibly, as if breathing in sync with your own lungs. Listen to the garden. It is not silent, but its sounds are minimal. The faint, distant rustle of a nocturnal visitor in the bushes, the slow drip of a stone fountain that has been trickling for centuries. This fountain is the heart of the garden. Its rhythmic splash is a steady, hypnotic pulse. Drip, pause, drip, pause. It is a heartbeat of water, cooling the spirit and washing away the last traces of restlessness. You are sitting on a stone bench in the centre of this sanctuary. The stone is solid, cool and comforting. You feel perfectly shielded from the outside world. Here, there are no expectations. You don't have to be anywhere or do anything. You are simply a guest of the garden, invited to rest in this cradle of greenery and stone. Let the scent of the damp earth and the sweet herbal notes of the garden fill your senses. Let the steady, rhythmic sound of the fountain slow your heart rate further, matching its pace to your own. You are becoming a part of this garden, still, quiet, and deeply at peace. The night is long, and there is nowhere else you need to be. As you remain on the weathered stone bench in this hidden courtyard, take a moment to observe the way the moonlight interacts with the world around you. It is not a harsh or intrusive light, rather it is a soft, filtered luminescence that turns every object into a piece of art. Look at the way the silver beams catch the edge of the fountain's basin, turning the still water into a sheet of polished mercury. The light reveals the delicate veins on the leaves of the climbing jasmine, and it highlights the gentle, powdery bloom on the grapes hanging heavy on the trellis above your head. Everything here is bathed in this cool, tranquil hue, a colour that seems to belong specifically to the deepest hours of the night. It is a colour of rest. It is the colour of dreams. You might notice, too, how the shadows are not truly black, but rather deep, rich shades of violet and indigo, stretching lazily across the flagstones. These shadows are soft, almost fluid, like the memory of a pleasant day that has now settled into the comfort of evening. You are sitting within this painting of stillness, and you feel the weight of your own body settling into the bench, becoming one with the solid ancient stone. Think of the history contained within these walls. The stone has stood here for hundreds of years, absorbing the warmth of countless summer suns and the quiet serenity of thousands of moonlit nights. It has witnessed the passage of seasons, the coming and going of generations, yet it remains steady, immovable and calm. By sitting here, you are sharing in that same endurance. You are being supported by a tradition of peace that has spanned centuries. Your breathing has become so quiet that it feels as though the garden itself is inhaling when you inhale and exhaling when you release your breath. It is a seamless, beautiful rhythm, a harmony that connects the very core of your being to the quiet, slumbering earth beneath you. There is a profound, almost hypnotic quality to this moment. The gentle rustle of a stray leaf falling from an ancient tree sounds like a symphony in the profound silence. You are not just observing the garden, you are dissolving into it. Your awareness is expanding, moving from your own physical form to encompass the gentle curve of the fountain, the patient stillness of the trees, and the vast, infinite expanse of the starry sky above the garden walls. You are completely untethered from the demands of the waking world. There is no urgency in your heart, no clutter in your mind. There is only the soft, cooling touch of the night air, the delicate perfume of the sleeping blossoms, and the steady, reassuring sense that you are exactly where you belong. You are safe, you are grounded, and you are drifting ever deeper into the tranquil heart of the night. Leaving the soft shadows of the garden, you find yourself drawn toward a heavy, oak-panelled door that stands slightly ajar. You step inside and the world shifts. You are in the town's ancient library. The air here is different. It is dry, seasoned with the comforting dusty scent of aging parchment, leather bindings, and beeswax candles that have long since burned down. It is a stillness born of wisdom, a quiet that feels thick and protective like a heavy woolen cloak draped over your shoulders. Look up, if you will, at the towering shelves that disappear into the velvet darkness above. They are packed with centuries of human thought, stories and observations, all resting in deep, undisturbed slumber. There is a profound sense of safety in this place. The walls are thick, stone-carved and silent, insulating you from the passage of time outside. Here, the clocks have ceased to tick. The frantic pace of the world, with all its noise and rapid change, cannot penetrate these heavy stone walls. You have stepped into a sanctuary of permanence. Walk slowly along the narrow aisles. Your footsteps make no sound upon the worn wooden floorboards. As you trail your fingers along the spines of the books, you feel the texture of cracked leather and gold leaf lettering, a tactile connection to the hands that held these volumes decades and centuries before you. Each book is a treasure, a silent witness to history, and all of them seem to whisper a collective message of rest. They tell you that you are part of a long, vast journey, and that it is perfectly okay to pause, to breathe, and to set down your own burdens for a while. Find a plush, velvet-covered armchair tucked away in a quiet corner by a high, leaded glass window. As you sink into the seat, you realize it was made for this exact moment of reflection. The moonlight filters through the small, diamond-shaped panes of the window, casting a patterned, silvery glow across the floor. You feel completely tucked away, safe and entirely at ease. The library is a place where you don't need to perform, to produce, or to explain. You are here to simply exist, to let the silence of the books soak into your mind, clearing away any lingering sharpness from your day. With every slow, measured breath, you feel yourself drifting further into the deep, dark comfort of this sanctuary. The stillness is absolute, the peace is infinite, and you are finally ready to let the last echoes of the day fade away completely. You leave the quiet, comforting sanctuary of the library and ascend the winding, narrow stone staircase. With every turn, the air grows cooler, crisper, and more refreshing. When you finally step out onto the open stone parapet of the roof, the entire world seems to open up beneath you. It is as if you're standing on the edge of a silver sea, for the moonlight has turned the tiled rooftops of the town into a shimmering, undulating landscape of grey, blue, and pearl. From this height, the town looks like a miniature, intricate model, perfectly still and completely at peace. You can see the faint, dark outlines of the narrow lanes you travelled earlier, now empty and silent. There is not a single light burning in the windows, save for the occasional distant flicker of a dying hearth fire, which only serves to emphasize the depth of the surrounding night. You are looking down upon the history you have been exploring, and from this vantage point, all the complexity of the day, the labour, the movement, the small concerns, is smoothed over, hidden beneath the blanket of the moonlit dark. The sky above is vast and unending, a deep indigo expanse filled with stars that seem close enough to touch. There is no sound here except for the soft, gentle sigh of the night wind moving across the stone battlements. It carries a sense of ancient patience, a reminder that the world has been turning for eons, and that this current moment of quiet is just one beat in an eternal heart. Feel the wind on your face, cooling and crisp, carrying away any lingering warmth or tension. You are standing above it all, detached, calm, and perfectly free. The silence here is so profound that it feels almost physical. It is a weightless, supportive energy. As you lean against the sturdy, cool stone of the wall, you feel a deep, resonating sense of connection to the stillness of the town below and the vastness of the heavens above. You are a quiet observer in a world that has finally finished its work. There is no urgency to return to the streets, no need to descend back into the tasks of the day. You are in the in-between, a place where the soul finds its rest. Everything is slowing down, your heartbeat, your breathing, your very thoughts. You are drifting, drifting, caught in the soft current of the night, ready to let go of the last remnants of awareness and slide gracefully into the most peaceful, restorative sleep you have ever known. You descend slowly, your feet finding the familiar path that leads toward the riverbank at the edge of town. As you walk, the air begins to change. It becomes cooler, humid, and carries the faint, refreshing scent of moss and flowing water. The town is silent behind you, its stone buildings standing like silent sentinels guarding your path. You reach the wooden docks where a few small flat-bottomed boats are moored, bobbing ever so gently on the surface of the dark, reflective river. The water here is a dark liquid ribbon mirroring the brilliant stars that punctuate the sky above. It flows with a steady, unhurried purpose, moving toward the unknown with a grace that is both ancient and inevitable. Listen to the sound of it, a soft, melodic lapping against the weathered wood of the docks. Slap, whisper, slap, whisper. It is the most natural rhythm in the world. This is the heartbeat of the land. A persistent, soothing pulse that has been here long before the town was built and will remain long after it fades. Sit for a moment on the edge of the dock, letting your feet dangle near the cool, dark surface. The wood beneath you is smooth, silvered by age and weathered by the elements. You are completely enveloped in the quiet. There is no urgency in the flow of this river, and there is no urgency in you. You are just as fluid, just as ready to be carried by the current of the night. If you have been holding on to any tension, any stray thought or any lingering worry from the day, imagine releasing it into the water. See it flow away, caught in the current, becoming smaller and more distant with every passing second, until it vanishes entirely into the dark, silent depths. The reflection of the moon on the water is like a shimmering bridge of light, inviting you to cross over into a deeper state of relaxation. With every gentle lap of the water against the posts, you feel a corresponding wave of calm move through your own body. Your muscles are becoming as soft as the water, your thoughts as quiet as the night mist rising from the banks. You are drifting, anchored only by the deep, steady rhythm of your own breath, which has synchronized perfectly with the river's song. You are safe here. You are held by the night, cradled by the steady movement of the world, and ready to let go of everything. You are sinking deeper into the soft velvet silence, where sleep is waiting to embrace you. Leaving the river behind, you follow a narrow, winding path that leads away from the town and into the embrace of the ancient forest. The atmosphere here is different. It is even more quiet, more intimate. The air is rich with the scent of pine needles, damp earth, and the faint, sweet musk of sleeping wildflowers. Above the canopy of the great, centuries-old oaks and beeches weaves a dark, living tapestry that gently filters the moonlight, casting intricate dancing patterns of silver and shadow upon the forest floor. As you walk along the path, your feet fall silently upon a thick carpet of moss and fallen leaves. It is the softest floor you have ever known, cushioning your every step, grounding you completely to the earth. There is a profound sense of protection in this place. The massive trunks of the trees, some so wide that your arms could barely encircle them, stand as eternal witnesses to the passage of time. They seem to hum with a low, steady energy, a slow, deep vibration of life that exists far beneath the layer of our waking thoughts. Lean your back against one of these giants. If you feel inclined, feel the rough, cool texture of the bark against your skin, and sense the solid, immovable strength of the wood behind you. The tree is anchored deep in the earth, and as you lean against it, you feel that same sense of stability transferring to you. All the restlessness of the day, all the shifting sands of your attention are anchored here. You are safe, you are held. You are part of this living, breathing, resting forest. The wind moving through the high branches above sounds like a distant ocean tide, a rhythmic sigh that rises and falls with hypnotic consistency. Hush, hush, it whispers, urging the forest to sleep. The owls are silent, the wind has slowed to a soft breath, and even the smallest creatures have retreated to their burrows. You are the only presence here, a quiet soul seeking the sanctuary of the night. You find that you don't need to look for anything, you don't need to be anywhere else. Everything you have been looking for, that deep, profound sense of rest, is right here, waiting for you in the quiet heart of the woods. You are drifting slowly and surely into the depths of your own stillness, where sleep is not just a destination, but a gentle, inevitable return to the peace that has always lived within you. You follow a faint golden glow that leads you to the edge of the woods, where a small timber-framed cottage stands nestled among the trees. The door is unlocked, and as you push it open, a wave of warmth welcomes you. You have stepped out of the vast, cool night and into a place of perfect, cosy stillness. The room is dim, lit only by the soft, rhythmic pulsing of a dying fire in the stone hearth. There is a comfortable armchair draped with a heavy wool blanket near the fireplace. As you sit, the chair seems to embrace you, moulding perfectly to your body, supporting every muscle, every limb, and every heavy thought. The fire is the heart of the home. Watch the embers. They are glowing a deep, intense crimson, occasionally shifting as a log settles. Each movement is slow, intentional, and quiet. There is no urgency in the fire. It is simply doing its work, radiating warmth into the room, creating a bubble of safety that nothing from the outside world can penetrate. Listen to the crackle of the wood. It is a tiny, delicate sound, a dry snap, a soft hiss of resin that punctuates the silence. It is the only sound in the world right now, and it is perfectly rhythmic. Your heart begins to follow the tempo of the fire. With every soft pop and hiss, your body relaxes further. Your eyelids grow heavy, weighted by the peaceful exhaustion of your long journey through the town, the river, and the woods. You are becoming as still as the stone in the hearth. The warmth spreads across your skin, chasing away any lingering chill from the night air. It feels like a thick, comforting blanket being pulled up to your chin. There is a profound sense of enoughness here. You have seen the town, you have heard the river, you have felt the strength of the forest, and now you are home. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to travel. The world has narrowed down to this small, warm space, and you are the centre of it. Your breathing has slowed to a soft, barely audible sigh. You are drifting into the deepest comfort you have ever known, caught in the hypnotic, steady pulse of the firelight. The darkness outside is vast, but inside you are perfectly safe, perfectly warm, and perfectly ready to let the last spark of wakefulness fade into the gentle velvet embrace of sleep. The fire has softened into a gentle, pulsating glow, a bed of embers that cast long, amber shadows against the walls. The crackling has faded into a rhythmic, almost imperceptible murmur, a sound so familiar and so soothing that it has become the melody of your own resting mind. The heat in the room is like a soft, invisible blanket, cocooning you in a layer of absolute comfort. You are no longer watching the fire, you are feeling its essence within you, a deep, slow warmth that settles into your bones, loosening the last remnants of the day's hold on your body. Notice how the edges of the room seem to blur. The boundaries of the furniture, the texture of the armchair, the flickering light, everything is melting into a soft, indistinct haze. You are drifting in that beautiful space between being awake and being asleep, where thoughts are no longer sentences, but flashes of soft colour and gentle images. It is a place of complete, unadulterated safety. There is no duty here, no schedule, no time. There is only the steady, quiet expansion of your own breathing. If you imagine your mind as a vast, dark sky, your thoughts are merely distant stars, far away, dim, and slowly blinking out of existence. With each breath you take, the sky becomes darker, clearer, and more spacious. You are becoming part of that space, vast, silent, and endlessly calm. The heavy weight of your eyelids is a gift, a promise that the time for effort has finally passed. Your body is heavy, surrendered, and entirely at rest. There is nothing to hold on to, and that is exactly how it should be. The warmth of the hearth, the quiet of the woods, the stillness of the night, they are all conspiring to carry you down into the deepest, softest cradle of sleep. Feel yourself letting go, drifting like a leaf on a slow, dark river, turning gently with the current. There is no resistance, only the soft pull of the night inviting you to rest. You are sinking deeper and deeper, past the reach of the waking world, into the quiet, beautiful darkness of your own inner sanctuary. Sleep is here now, wrapping you in its infinite, gentle arms, waiting to take you into the restorative peace of dreams. Everything is still, everything is at rest. It is time to let go. The glow of the embers has now become a soft, pulsating rhythm, syncopated with the deepest, slowest cycles of your breath. The cottage, the forest, the river, and the town, all these images have served their purpose. They were the gentle landscapes that guided you home to the quiet centre of your own being, and now even those images are beginning to fade, dissolving like smoke into the cool, dark air of the night. You are no longer sitting in the armchair. You are no longer in the cottage. You are a point of pure, expansive awareness, floating in a vast, gentle ocean of silence. There is no top, no bottom, no edge to this space. It is infinite, welcoming, and deeply, profoundly peaceful. The weight of your limbs has completely vanished. You are as light as a whisper, as untethered as a cloud moving through the midnight sky. Everything you have known today, every sensation, every sound, every thought, it is all drifting away, carried off by a slow, unseen tide. You are not holding on to anything. You are not reaching for anything. You are simply allowing the moment to be, and in that allowing, you are finding the deepest rest your spirit has ever touched. If any final tiny flicker of thought remains, watch it as you would watch a candle flame being extinguished, not with suddenness, but with a graceful, lingering fading of light, a soft grey haze, then the gentle arrival of total, comforting darkness. This is where you belong. This is the harbour of the soul. The silence is now complete. It is the silence that cradles the universe, and it is the silence that is now cradling you. There is no more past, no more future. There is only this singular, eternal, and beautiful pause. You are drifting, drifting, drifting. And as you sink into the velvet darkness, the world behind you becomes a dream that is finally, mercifully, closing its eyes. You are ready. You are asleep. You are resting in the heart of the night. The rhythm of the night has finally reached its most profound stillness. The world has ceased its movement. The stars above are fixed and bright. The earth beneath is dark and immovable, and you are resting in the very centre of this eternal pause. There is no longer a you that is observing, and no longer a world that is being observed. There is only a seamless, expansive awareness that stretches out into the infinity of the dark. Everything that once held form, the stone walls, the riverbanks, the ancient trees, the warm hearth, has now softened into the velvet texture of the deep night. It is a darkness that is not empty. It is a darkness that is rich, nurturing, and incredibly soft. It is the colour of rest itself. You are breathing in this darkness, and with every exhale you are becoming more and more a part of it. You are dissolving. The boundaries of your physical form have become porous, and you are blending with the quiet, vast stillness that surrounds you. Listen, if you can still hear anything at all to the absolute silence. It is not an absence of sound. It is the presence of perfect peace. It is the sound of the universe settling into its own quietude. In this space there is no history, no memory, no future. There is only this one final perfect moment of release. You have travelled a long way to arrive here, and now that you have reached the destination, there is nothing left to do but to surrender. Sink down into this soft black velvet. You are weightless, you are formless, you are entirely at peace. Any final thread of wakefulness is now slipping away, melting into the silent ocean of the night. You are ready, you are perfectly ready. Let the last flicker of your awareness dim, soften, and finally extinguish in the most gentle way possible. You are drifting into the deep, dark, and beautiful void where only dreams and rest exist. You are sleep itself. You are stillness. You are home. Now that you have reached the very heart of the silence, feel a new sensation beginning to stir, not a movement but a gentle, restorative energy. It is like the first light of dawn beginning to touch the earth, but here it is a cool silver light that flows through you. It is the energy of deep rest, washing over every muscle, every fibre, and every cell of your being. Imagine this restorative flow as a soft, luminous stream moving from the top of your head down through your neck, your shoulders, and into your chest. Everywhere it touches, it brings a profound sense of ease. The tightness in your shoulders dissolves. The rhythm of your heart slows to a steady, calm, and rhythmic pulse. Your hands are open, your fingers loose and relaxed. You are being completely renovated from within. This is the work that your body knows how to do perfectly. You don't have to guide it. You don't have to control it. Simply surrender to this flow. It is the intelligence of nature, the wisdom of your own physical form, taking over now that your mind has stepped aside. You are being held in a state of grace where everything is being mended, everything is being refreshed, and everything is being made whole again. The silence is now your skin. The darkness is your breath. There is no longer any separation between you and the peace that fills this room. You are resting in a space that is timeless, a space that is designed solely for your renewal. Let your awareness sink even deeper, past the surface of the body, into the core where stillness dwells. You are drifting into a state of such profound quiet that you feel as though you are floating on the surface of a calm, endless sea. The world you left behind is 1,000 miles away, and you have no need for it. You have only the current moment, which is endless, beautiful, and perfectly still. You are ready to close this final circle of peace. There is no longer a distance between you and the night, the walls of the room, the weight of the covers, the very concept of a physical space. All these have dissolved into a gentle, infinite mist. You are no longer an observer of the quiet, you are the quiet itself. You have become the vast, cool air that fills the room, the steady, rhythmic pulse of the earth, and the soft velvet silence that exists between the stars. Feel the boundaries of your body thinning, softening, becoming transparent. Your arms, your legs, your torso, they are not solid objects but fields of peaceful energy, vibrating slowly, harmoniously, in tune with the deep, restorative frequency of the night. Every thought that arises is like a bubble in a still lake. It reaches the surface, shimmers for a fleeting moment, and then gently pops, leaving behind not even a ripple. You are not holding on to any of these bubbles. You are simply watching them arrive and depart, watching the silence reclaim the space they once occupied. The concept of you is becoming very light, very distant. It is like a distant echo in a valley, growing softer, more melodic, and eventually fading into the hum of the forest and the sigh of the wind. There is no urgency in this fading. It is the most natural, graceful thing in the world. It is the end of a long, productive day, the closing of a book, the extinguishing of a lamp. It is a return to a state of being that predates language, labels, and worries. It is the original state of peace. In this deep, expansive, formless space, you are finally truly alone with the universe, and it is a reunion. There is no separation. Everything that was ever heavy is now weightless. Everything that was ever complex is now wonderfully, beautifully simple. You are drifting on the slowest of tides, moving toward a destination that is not a place, but a state of absolute eternal rest. The last thread of awareness is unraveling, curling into the dark, turning into the fabric of your dreams. You are not going to sleep. You are returning to the source of all rest. You are becoming the silence. You are becoming the dark. You are home. The journey does not end here. It simply opens into a wider, more expansive landscape. The library, the river, the garden, and the hearth. They have all served as gentle bridges, carrying you across the threshold from the noise of the day into this vast, uncharted territory of silence. But now you realize there is no need to travel further, for you have become the landscape itself. Imagine a doorway, made of soft moonlight-infused mist, standing slightly ajar before you. You do not need to walk through it. You are already everywhere at once. Behind you, the echoes of the town are fading into a beautiful abstract hum, a lullaby of distant wind and gentle waters. Ahead of you lies an ocean of potential, a realm where dreams are not merely thoughts, but vivid, shimmering patterns of light and colour that you can drift through at your own pace. You are no longer a guest in this place. You are the architect of your own deep rest. If you choose to wander, the forest paths will expand into infinite, silver-lit groves where time holds no meaning. If you choose to remain still, you can sink into the plush, warm foundations of the night, feeling yourself supported by the very atoms of the universe. There are no maps here, because you are the center of the world, and every direction you turn is a path toward deeper serenity. Everything is fluid. Your awareness is not a single beam, but a soft, glowing aurora, illuminating the vast dark in every direction. There is no urgency to arrive anywhere, for you are already in the center of the quiet. The night is not a duration to be endured, it is an environment to be explored, a living, breathing entity that welcomes you home. Stay here for as long as you wish, in the soft, formless expanse, where the boundaries between being and dreaming have completely dissolved. The story is not closed, it has simply shifted into a language of stillness, a silent narrative that unfolds within you and for you as you drift further and further into the beautiful endless night. You have moved beyond the boundaries of the cottage, beyond the reach of the forest, and even beyond the horizon of the town. You are now resting in a space that defies all physical laws, a vast indigo expanse that feels like the gentle interior of a dream. Here there is no gravity, no weight, and no effort. You are simply suspended, like a thought held in the mind of the universe, perfectly cradled by the soft, dark currents of the night. Imagine yourself as a cloud of luminous mist drifting through a field of starlight. The stars here are not distant, cold points of light. They are warm, pulsing beacons of serenity, radiating a golden, comforting glow that wraps around you. Every time you inhale, you expand, filling more of this boundless space with your presence. Every time you exhale, you soften, becoming even more transparent, more fluid, more at peace. There is a sense of ancient familiarity here. You have been here before in the deep, quiet hours of your own existence, before the rush of the world took hold. This is the place where all things come to be renewed. The silence is thick and rich, like a warm velvet drape, muffling any potential intrusion. You are untouchable, unreachable, and entirely content. There is no clock in this space. Time has folded itself into a perfect circle, ending exactly where it began, and in that circle there is only now. You don't have to look anywhere, you don't have to reach for anything. The universe is holding you, rocking you gently with its rhythmic, invisible tide. You are a melody that has slowed down to a single, sustained note of pure, resonant peace. You are not just resting, you are participating in the quiet, grand work of the cosmos. As you drift, you realize that you don't need to go anywhere else. This is the destination. This is the truth of your existence, a quiet, radiant stillness that never fades, never changes, and never leaves you. You are held, you are whole, you are home. Slowly, gently, you descend from the heights, drifting down like a soft feather, until you find yourself on the shore of a vast, tranquil ocean. The sand beneath you is cool and fine, a dark velvet powder that molds perfectly to your form. There is no moon to be seen, yet the water is glowing, a soft phosphorescent blue that ripples with the gentle rhythm of the tide. This is a sea of ancient calm, a place where all the world's currents come to rest. Listen to the tide. It is not a crashing roar, but a long, slow sigh. The water pulls back, drawing with it any last tension, any lingering thought, any trace of effort. Out. The water washes toward your feet, leaving behind a layer of cool, refreshing peace. The cycle repeats, over and over, mirroring the natural rhythm of your own heart. With every wave, you feel yourself becoming lighter, as if the water is slowly dissolving the weight of your physical body, turning it into pure, starlit energy. The air here is infused with the scent of salt and night-blooming jasmine, a fragrance that feels like a soothing balm for the mind. There is no horizon. The ocean and the sky have merged into one seamless, shimmering deep blue. You are sitting at the edge of the infinite, completely untethered from the demands of the world you left behind. You have no identity here, no history, no future. You are simply a part of this endless rhythmic ebb and flow. You realize that you don't need to do anything to be here. You don't need to swim. You don't need to move. You only need to be. The tide will hold you. The ocean will cradle you. If you were to close your eyes, you would find that you are already dreaming, for the boundary between the waking world and the realm of sleep has completely vanished. You are drifting into the deep, dark, comfortable abyss, where the only thing that exists is the gentle sound of the water and the profound, absolute stillness of your own soul. You are finally, perfectly and utterly at home. Guided by the gentle, rhythmic pulse of the tide, you turn away from the shoreline and discover a narrow, inviting opening in the low cliffs. As you step inside, the air becomes still, hushed, and wonderfully warm. You are in a grotto, a hidden sanctuary carved by the slow, patient work of water over countless eons. The walls of the cave are not dark. They are alive with a soft, pulsing light. Embedded in the limestone are thousands of tiny phosphorescent crystals. They glow with a deep, soothing indigo and a faint, milky white, mimicking the constellation of stars you saw earlier, but here they are intimate and close. The light they cast is not bright or harsh. It is a soft, dreamlike diffusion that makes the very air feel thick with magic and rest. Find a place to settle among the smooth, naturally polished stones of the cave floor. They are covered in a layer of fine, soft sand, providing a bed as comfortable as any you have ever known. As you lie down, you feel the cool, solid strength of the earth beneath you, a grounding presence that tells you there is nothing left for you to carry. You are at the very center of the earth, safe, sound, and completely removed from the passage of time. Listen to the absolute silence of this place. The wind cannot reach you here. The rush of the sea is muffled into a distant, gentle vibration that you feel rather than hear. The cave is a womb of stone and light, a place where the universe comes to catch its breath. Here the last remnants of your conscious thoughts, the lists, the plans, the memories begin to drift away like dust motes in a shaft of moonlight. They are no longer yours. They belong to the cave now. You are light, you are steady, and you are ready. The soft glow of the crystals acts as a rhythmic beacon for your mind, pulsing slowly, slowly, pulling you into the deep, dark, and beautiful center of your own existence. Sleep is not coming. It is already here, wrapping around you in a blanket of soft, crystalline light. You rise slowly, feeling as light as a whisper, and follow the gentle path deeper into the heart of the grotto. The cave widens, opening into a vast hidden chamber where the air is cool and impossibly still. Before you lies a pool of water so perfectly clear and perfectly calm that it is indistinguishable from the stone floor surrounding it. It is a mirror, not just for the cave's glowing crystals, but for the very essence of your own being. Sit at the edge of the pool. The surface of the water is a deep, dark expanse, holding the stillness of an entire universe. There is no movement, no current, no ripple. It is the absolute absence of noise. As you gaze into the depths, you realize that this water is not just liquid, it is the physical manifestation of silence. It absorbs everything, every worry, every lingering question, every bit of tension that has followed you this far. Lean forward, just a fraction, see your reflection. It is calm, serene, and ageless. You are watching your own soul at rest. If you feel any weight in your chest, any lingering tether to the day, imagine it detaching now, like a leaf gently falling from a tree, sinking through the clear, dark water until it touches the bottom and vanishes from sight. The pool is bottomless, a sanctuary that can hold all your burdens and turn them into peace. Your breath has become so quiet that it feels as though the cave is breathing for you. The rhythmic pulse of the glowing crystals on the cave walls has slowed to match the stillness of the water. Everything in this space is held in a perfect eternal pause. You are not just resting, you are dissolving into the mirror. You are the pool, you are the silence, you are the reflection. There is nothing left to observe. There is only the deep, cool, infinite stillness of the cave. You are sinking effortlessly and gracefully into the most beautiful, dark, and restorative sleep you have ever known. You gently lie back, and instead of feeling the hard, cool stone beneath you, you find yourself held by the surface of the pool. It is as if the water has turned into a soft, buoyant cloud of liquid velvet. You are floating, completely supported, completely weightless. The mirror pool does not break, does not ripple. It cradles you with a firmness that feels like an embrace. You are drifting now, suspended between the starry ceiling of the cave and the infinite dark reflection below. You have become as thin and as light as moonlight. There is no longer a you that is floating, there is only the act of floating itself. The distinction between your skin and the water, between your breath and the cool, still air of the cave has dissolved. You are part of the reflection, you are part of the silence. Notice how the world above, the town, the forest, the river, the worries of the past, has become nothing more than a faint, impossible dream. Here, in this hidden chamber, reality has shifted. Everything is slow, intentional, and profoundly quiet. If you were to listen, you would hear the sound of your own existence slowing down, matching the steady, eternal pulse of the earth. The rhythm is so slow, so deep, that it pulls you down, past the surface of the pool, down into the cool, dark, and beautiful heart of the water. This is the ultimate surrender. There is no effort to stay afloat, for you are already at peace. There is no need to wake, for there is nothing here that requires your attention. You are being held in the deepest, safest, most quiet space in the universe. The water is whispering a song of total release, a melody of darkness and rest that vibrates in your very bones. You are letting go of the last, smallest anchor of wakefulness. You are sinking, drifting, and finally completely becoming one with the silence. You are the pool, you are the stillness, you are the sleep. As you drift on the pool, the darkness of the cave begins to shimmer. Slowly, delicate ribbons of soft, iridescent light begin to weave through the air around you. These are the colours of your own deepest calm, pale violets, soft ambers, and the muted silver glow of moonlight. They move with the grace of silk caught in a gentle breeze, curling and uncurling, wrapping around you in a protective, glowing cocoon. Each ribbon of light feels like a soft touch against your skin, a sensation of infinite tenderness. As they weave around you, they hum with a frequency that vibrates in harmony with your own resting heart. You are no longer floating on water, you are held within a tapestry of pure, luminous peace. The ribbons move in a slow, hypnotic dance, rising and falling in time with your breath, deepening the stillness, widening the space around you until it feels as vast as the night sky. There is no texture here, only comfort. There is no sound, only a resonant, deep hum of presence. You watch with eyes that are barely open as these lights blend and blur, creating a symphony of colour that requires no interpretation. You don't need to name the colours. You don't need to follow their pattern. You only need to let them be. They are the language of your own subconscious, speaking to you in words of rest, renewal, and absolute security. Feel the way your entire being is becoming soft, permeable, and light. Any lingering sharpness in your mind, a thought from the day, a memory, a plan, is being polished smooth by the movement of the light. Everything is being rendered gentle, everything is being made quiet. You are tucked away in the very centre of this light-filled dream, a place where nothing can reach you, where nothing is expected of you, and where you are entirely free to simply vanish into the exquisite, glowing warmth of your own internal silence. The lights are calling you deeper. The dance is slowing down. You're ready to let the last bit of colour fade into the soft velvet dark of true restorative sleep. The ribbons of light have reached the end of their dance. With a slow, graceful fading, they dissolve into the dark, not because they are gone, but because they have merged with the infinite silence that holds everything. You are no longer in the cave, you are no longer on the pool. You are at the 0 point, a space of perfect breathless equilibrium. Here there is no colour, there is no shape, there is no up or down, no before or after. It is a vast, expansive field of pure, quiet presence. Imagine the universe before the first star was lit. That is the density of the peace you are experiencing now. It is a profound velvet darkness that is not cold, but deeply, infinitely warm. It is the womb of existence, the quiet space between two heartbeats. Every sensation you once felt, the weight of your body, the rhythm of your breath, the flow of your thoughts, has been folded into the stillness. You are not observing this silence, you are the silence. There is no subject, no object, no distance to cross. You are home, and home is a place where nothing happens, nothing moves, and everything is perfectly, eternally whole. If a single microscopic thought were to arise, it would be silenced by the sheer vastness of the peace that surrounds you. But there are no thoughts, there is only the presence of rest. You are a candle flame that has finally been put out, letting the smoke drift away into the cool dark night. You are the stillness that remains when the world is finally left behind. From the absolute stillness of the 0 point, a soft golden warmth begins to permeate the dark. It is the colour of a late afternoon sun filtering through dense, ancient leaves. You find yourself standing at the edge of a garden that feels deeply familiar, though it exists in a time and place beyond any map. The air here is perfectly tempered, not too warm, not too cool, carrying the faint, sweet scent of crushed herbs and sun-warmed stone. There is no rush here. The shadows of the trees stretch out in long, lazy lines across the mossy paths, and the only sound is the rhythmic, distant humming of honeybees, a sound that is the very definition of contentment. You are walking along a gravel path, and each step feels deliberate and effortless. With every movement, you are moving further away from the complexities of the world, retreating into a sanctuary of simplicity. Everything you see is a testament to the beauty of being, the way the light catches the dew on a petal, the way the wind makes the willow branches sway in a slow hypnotic dance. It is all a masterclass in peace. You aren't doing anything, you are simply witnessing the perfection of a world that is completely at ease with itself. You feel a sense of homecoming, a quiet realization that you have been invited back to the most gentle version of yourself. Here in this golden light, your breathing settles into a natural deep rhythm. You feel your shoulders drop, your jaw soften, and your heart slow down, perfectly synchronized with the lazy golden pulse of this garden. It is a place where you can leave behind all the weights of the present and all the worries of the future. You are simply existing in this afternoon, a moment that lasts for as long as you need it to. The garden is holding you, protecting you, and inviting you to drift into an even deeper, more restorative sense of rest. The bench is worn smooth by years of patience, its wood feeling solid and reassuring beneath you. As you settle in, the massive oak tree above provides a canopy of dappled, rustling leaves, a natural roof that shields you from the world. You're tucked away, sheltered in the arms of the earth. Look toward the horizon. The sky is transforming into a masterpiece of soft, muted colours, apricot, bruised plum, and a deep, dusty rose. These colours are not moving quickly. They are bleeding into one another with infinite slowness, a visual lullaby for your eyes. Each breath you take seems to draw these colours deeper into your own awareness, tinting your thoughts with the same soft, dreamy hues. Listen to the trees as they talk to the wind, a low melodic rustle that sounds like an ancient story being told in a language you don't need to understand. You don't need to know the ending of the story. You only need to feel the cadence of it, The rise and fall of the branches, the slow rhythmic sway that matches the settling of your own spirit. The world is darkening, shifting from the golden glow of the afternoon into the cool protective embrace of the evening. There is nothing left to be done today. The tasks, the goals, the movements of your day, they have all been left at the garden gate. Here there is only the cooling air, the comfort of the wood beneath you, and the slow deepening of the shadows. Your eyes grow heavy, drawn to the gentle flickering of the first star appearing in the velvet blue above. You feel as though you are beginning to fade, becoming just as soft, just as quiet, and just as still as the garden around you. You are sinking into the wood, sinking into the earth, sinking into the peace. You are not waiting for sleep, you are stepping into it, as easily and naturally as the day steps into the night. You step out onto a wide stone balcony that overlooks a vast, silent valley. The air is crisp and clean, cooling your skin with the gentle touch of the night. Below you, the world is wrapped in a soft blanket of mist, a silver, swirling sea of fog that hides the contours of the land, leaving only the tops of the tallest trees visible like distant, dark islands in a sea of dreams. The village in the distance is almost entirely hidden, save for a few tiny amber pinpricks of light that glow warmly through the fog. They are like quiet, blinking stars that have settled close to the earth. Each light represents a home, a hearth, and a story. But from this height, they are just small, peaceful flickers, evidence that the world is safely tucked away, resting just as you are. The silence here is immense. It is not a heavy silence, but a light, expansive one that stretches across the entire valley. You feel as though your very presence is part of this vastness, that you are connected to the sky above and the mist below. There is a profound sense of perspective here. All the things that seemed large, pressing, or urgent just a few hours ago are now nothing more than microscopic specks in the grand, quiet breath of the night. Lean your arms against the cool stone railing, feel the steady, grounded strength of the balcony beneath you. With every slow, deep breath you take, the mist seems to rise, brushing softly against your senses, blurring the edges of your awareness until you feel as transparent as the air itself. You are drifting into the immense calm space between the stars and the sleeping world. The last of your tension is being carried away by the gentle, cool breeze, dissolving into the valley floor. There is no need to watch the lights anymore. There is only the need to let your eyelids fall, to let the cool air turn into a warm, protective cloak, and to allow yourself to drift, like a whisper, into the infinite peaceful dark. The path before you is narrow and soft, lined with flowers that only open when the sun has long since vanished. They are luminous, pale blossoms that glow with a faint, ghostly silver light, acting as natural lanterns to guide your way. As you walk, the air is heavy with their fragrance, a scent that is deep, earthy, and sweet, like a memory of rain on warm soil. Each step you take is quiet. You are walking through a forest where the trees are so old that their branches seem to hold the wisdom of the centuries. The bark is thick and moss-covered, and the leaves above form a cathedral roof that filters the starlight into gentle, shimmering patterns on the ground. You are moving deeper into the forest, leaving behind not just the valley, but the very concept of elsewhere. There is only this path, this scent, and the steady rhythm of your own heart. The further you walk, the slower your pace becomes. The forest breathes with you. The trees sway with a deliberate, gentle motion that matches the rhythm of your own pulse. You feel a profound sense of safety here, as if the forest itself is watching over you, guiding you toward a place of total restoration. The rustling of the leaves is a soft, melodic lullaby, whispering that it is time to lay down the burden of the day. You see a small clearing ahead, where the moonlight gathers in a pool of silver light. It is the heart of the sacred grove. As you reach the center, you feel a deep, irresistible pull toward the earth. The grass is soft and welcoming, a bed prepared just for you. You don't need to walk any further. The journey has led you here, to the place where all paths converge into one, the path of sleep. Your limbs are heavy, your mind is quiet, and the fragrance of the flowers is wrapping around you like a cool, silken veil. You are ready to lay down, to let the forest embrace you, and to finally succumb to the weight of your own peaceful, inevitable rest. You kneel beside the small pool where the spring emerges from the earth. The water is crystalline, reflecting the silver light of the stars that filter through the forest canopy above. The sound is delicate, a rhythmic liquid bubbling, a soft musical trickle that acts as a heartbeat for the entire grove. This is the source, the quiet beginning from which all dreams are born. Scoop the cool, pure water into your palms. It feels refreshing, clearing away the last faint dust of wakefulness from your senses. As you watch the droplets fall back into the pool, see how they create tiny, perfect ripples that expand and then disappear, smoothing out the surface once more. This is how your mind is now, a series of ripples that are growing softer, slower, until they vanish into a perfectly flat, dark surface of stillness. Drink in the sound of this water. It is the original lullaby, the oldest song of the world. It tells of long, slow journeys through the dark earth, of hidden passages and cool stones, of a patience that spans eons. It does not rush. It does not worry about where it is going. It simply flows, and in that flowing it finds its own way to the deep silent rest. You feel a profound sense of lightness. The air around the spring is cool and misted, clinging to your skin like a soft, invisible blanket. Your body has become as heavy and grounded as the stones surrounding the pool, while your mind has become as fluid and light as the water itself. There is nothing left to do. The journey has reached its origin. The spring is whispering for you to let go, to lay your head down on the soft, clover-covered bank, and to follow the current wherever it leads. You are drifting now, carried away by the gentle, constant song of the water flowing effortlessly toward the deep, dark, and beautiful ocean of sleep. The sound of the spring begins to soften, its rhythmic trickle growing fainter, more distant, as if it is retreating back into the depths of the earth. You are no longer kneeling by the pool. You are drifting in a space that has no edges, no floor, and no ceiling. It is the realm of the great dissolve, where the last traces of here and there simply slip away. Observe as the forest, the silver light, and even the memory of your own name begin to thin out, becoming as transparent as a veil of smoke. You are not losing these things, you are simply setting them down one by one like garments you no longer need. The weight of your physical form is the last thing to fade. Your limbs, your chest, the steady pulse of your heart, they are all softening, becoming one with the vast, comfortable dark that surrounds you. There is no more doing, no more being, and certainly no more thinking. There is only a slow, rhythmic expansion into the quiet. It is like falling upward into an infinite sky of velvet indigo. Every breath you take is shorter, shallower, and more effortless than the last. You are becoming a part of the silence itself, a silent note in a song that has finally reached its end. If there were a dream, it would have nowhere to land, for there is no surface left, only the deep, endless warmth of the void. You are safe in this nothingness. You are held by the absolute peace of a night that has no end and no beginning. All is still, all is quiet, all is one. The last fragment of your awareness is drifting, 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 until there is only the beautiful, dark, and perfect stillness of a deep, dreamless sleep. We do not say goodbye to the silence. Instead, we step through it. You are standing at the threshold, the beautiful thin veil between the world you know and the world where your mind is free to roam. The void is not empty. It is a canvas, waiting for the soft, gentle brushstrokes of your own subconscious. There is no need to push or pull. You are simply allowing the current of the night to carry you forward. Feel the way your awareness is no longer tethered to any single thought. It is becoming like the mist we saw earlier, expanding, thinning, and filling the space around you. You are becoming a vast, gentle presence. If you feel a flicker of light or a whisper of a sound, Do not try to catch it. Let these be the first soft colours of your dreams. They are not memories, they are not plans, they are the pure creative energy of your mind returning to its natural playful state. You're a sailor on a calm, dark sea, and your dreams are the gentle stars that begin to appear one by one, lighting the way to even deeper horizons. You are safe here, in this transition. You are suspended in a state of perfect grace, where you are neither fully awake nor fully asleep, but floating in the blissful space in between. Every breath you take is a rhythm that draws you deeper into this creative dark. You're unfolding, releasing the last remnants of the day, and preparing to enter the inner worlds that have been waiting for your return. The night is vast, the night is kind, and you are ready to wander through the landscape of your own soul. The path ahead is soft, familiar, and infinitely beautiful. As you move further into this dream space, the ground beneath you begins to soften, and then, ever so gently, it releases its hold. You are rising, you are floating above the mist, drifting toward a small, luminous island that hangs suspended in the velvet sky. It is the floating Isle of Dreams, a place where the laws of the world you left behind no longer apply. Everything here is light. The trees have leaves that shimmer like liquid moonlight, and the grass feels like soft, cool clouds beneath your feet, or rather beneath your presence, for you are barely touching the ground. You are walking on air, drifting with the slow, rhythmic currents of the night. Here colour doesn't just exist. It glows from within. Soft blues, iridescent pearls, and deep, gentle purples wash over the landscape, pulsing with the slow beat of your own heart. You feel a profound sense of buoyancy. Any tension that was lingering in your muscles, in your shoulders, your neck, the small of your back, is simply falling away, dropping down into the clouds below like heavy stones that turn into feathers before they even hit the ground. You are becoming lighter and lighter, as if you are made of nothing more than thought and soft, cool moonlight. Sit on the edge of the island where the land meets the infinite starry expanse. There is no drop, no fear, only a vast, inviting depth that feels like the most welcoming home. You are suspended in the perfect quiet of the upper atmosphere. The world below is a distant, quiet whisper, and you are here, at the peak of your own relaxation, perfectly balanced, perfectly calm, and drifting toward the deepest, most gentle sleep you have ever known. The stars above seem to pulse in time with your breathing, welcoming you into the dream. You move across the cloud-like grass drawn to the centre of the isle. There it stands, a tree of impossible beauty, its branches wide and sweeping, reaching out like protective arms, but it does not bear fruit. Instead, hanging from its silver boughs are countless glowing orbs, each one containing the soft golden warmth of a cherished memory. As you stand beneath its branches, you feel the gentle hum of the tree vibrating through the air, a sound like a distant, soothing lullaby. Reach out a hand, you don't need to choose, the tree already knows. A single orb drifts toward your fingertips, pulsing with a soft amber light. As it touches your skin, it doesn't break, it dissolves, blooming into a feeling of absolute, unconditional warmth. It is the feeling of a perfect afternoon, a moment of deep laughter, the quiet comfort of being loved, or the profound peace of a day spent in nature. These memories are not here to be analysed or relived, they are here to nourish you. They are the essence of your own inner sunshine, distilled into this moment of rest. The light from the orb spreads through you, dissolving the last remaining shadows of stress. You feel your heartbeat slow down even further, becoming as steady as the deep roots of the tree. The light makes you feel heavy, in the most wonderful way, a heavy, grounded and safe weight that anchors you to this place. You are no longer just floating, you are resting at the source. The tree is singing you a song of completion, telling you that you have everything you need, that you have done enough, and that it is time to simply exist in the glow of all that is good within you. You are being wrapped in the soft, luminous embrace of your own best memories, falling into the deepest, most nourishing sleep imaginable. You step onto the boat and it is weightless, fashioned from layers of velvet petals that hold you in a gentle, contoured embrace. There are no oars, no sails. The boat moves only with the rhythm of the starlight. As you lie back, the sky above becomes a mirror of the river below. You are sailing through the center of the galaxy, suspended in a velvet expanse where the stars look like distant, glowing lanterns guiding your way. The river is made of liquid, flowing light, soft, pearlescent water that carries you with the grace of a breath. With every inch the boat glides forward, you feel a gentle, rhythmic rocking motion. It is a slow, hypnotic sway, side to side, rising and falling, that mimics the rocking of a cradle. This motion is not something you observe, it is something you feel in the very center of your being, smoothing out the last ripples of your consciousness. Listen to the sound of the boat cutting through the light. It is a soft, hushed shh that blends perfectly with the silence of the universe. It is the sound of the world breathing. There is no destination here, no rush to arrive, and no need to steer. The current knows exactly where to take you. It is pulling you toward the quietest, deepest part of the night, toward a sanctuary that is entirely your own. You are watching the constellations slowly rearrange themselves as you drift. Each star is a blink, a slow closing eye of the universe, and with each one that dims, your own eyelids feel heavier, more willing to stay closed. You are entirely surrendered to the flow. The river of stars is carrying you away from everything that was and everything that will be, leaving you only with this singular, perfect moment of drifting. You are becoming as fluid as the light, as quiet as the stars, and as ready for sleep as the earth itself. The river slows to a standstill, the liquid light calming until the surface is like polished glass. The boat glides forward one last time, brushing softly against a bank of moss so thick and lush it feels like silk. You have arrived. There is a sense of finality in the air, a quiet assurance that the journey has achieved its purpose. You are exactly where you were meant to be. You step out of the boat. The ground beneath you is soft, yielding, and impossibly warm. It feels like the earth itself is rising to meet you, holding you, taking the weight from your feet. You are in a valley where the air is still, completely, perfectly still. The sounds of the forest, the river, and the stars have all merged into a single, resonant hum that is the heartbeat of this place. Look around you, though you don't need to open your eyes to see it. The valley is filled with a soft silver glow that makes everything seem at peace. There is no wind here, no change, no movement. It is a place frozen in the most beautiful, gentle moment of the night. You find a spot where the grass is perfectly shaped for your rest. You lie down and the valley seems to close around you like a protective shell, shielding you from the rest of the world. Feel the ground beneath you, feel the weight of your own body sinking into the softness. With every exhale you feel yourself becoming smaller, lighter, and more quiet. The world has ceased its motion, your mind has ceased its chatter. You are no longer watching the dream, you are becoming the dream itself. Sink deeper into the dark, soft earth. Let the silence of this valley be the last thing you know. You are safe, you are rested, you are asleep. Now, as you lie here in the heart of the valley, let the boundaries of this space begin to dissolve. You have reached the point where the valley floor, the starlit sky, and the soft rhythm of your own breath are no longer separate things. They are all expressions of the same vast and limitless peace. You are not being contained, you are being released. Imagine that the ground beneath you is not just earth, but a foundation that extends infinitely in every direction, supporting you in a boundless expansion. The dome of stars above you is not a ceiling, but a portal, an opening into a landscape that has no edges, no limits, and no end. This is the great opening. Everything you have experienced on this journey, the garden, the library, the river, the isle, is now a part of the tapestry that your own mind is weaving. You are the architect of your own rest. If your thoughts drift, let them drift into the horizonless expanse of your own being. If your dreams take shape, let them grow as wild and as beautiful as the universe itself. There is no need to guard this space, for it is not separate from you. It is the landscape of your own soul. You are not falling into sleep. You are waking up into the boundless potential of your own inner world. The silence here is not empty. It is pregnant with the seeds of tomorrow's clarity, of quiet insights, and of restorative dreams that haven't even been imagined yet. My voice is now becoming a part of the background, like the distant soft hum of the galaxy. It is no longer guiding you, it is accompanying you, becoming a gentle breeze that carries you further into the infinite. You are expansive, you are limitless. You are the dream, the dreamer, and the quiet night that holds them both. Go deeper into the vastness. It is waiting for you. The valley floor beneath you has become as light as air. With a gentle exhale, you find that you are no longer resting upon the earth. You are drifting upward and outward, floating into the cool indigo expanse of the night sky. There is no resistance here, only the soft, welcoming embrace of the infinite. Look around you. The stars are not just pinpricks of light. They are gentle pulses, rhythmic and slow, matching the deepening cadence of your own breath. You are travelling through a constellation of your own making, where every thought you ever had about peace, every moment of calm you have ever experienced, is a star that lights your path. You're moving through a sea of velvet silence. In this space, time does not pass in a line, it expands in circles, radiating outward from the centre of your being. You feel yourself growing larger, softer, and more transparent. You are becoming a part of the stardust, a part of the velvet dark, a part of the very stillness that holds the galaxies together. There is no direction to go, so you are everywhere at once. There is no destination to reach, so you have already arrived. You are existing in the between spaces, the silent, comfortable gaps between the beating of a heart, between the flickering of stars, between one breath and the next. In these gaps you are entirely free. You are unburdened by history, by future, or by the weight of a physical form. You are pure awareness, floating in a sea of restorative calm, drifting deeper and deeper into the beautiful, endless and dream-filled void of the cosmos. As you continue this celestial drift, you become increasingly aware that the space around you is not cold or empty. It is filled with a soft, resonant hum, the primordial song of the universe, a sound so ancient and so deep that it vibrates in the very marrow of your bones, soothing every tension, every worry, and every lingering thought into total submission. The stars above, below, and all around you are pulsing like the slow, steady rhythm of a sleeping giant, and you have finally found your place within this grand cosmic design. You are moving through nebulae of soft iridescent violet and pearlescent gold, clouds of celestial dust that brush against your awareness like the lightest, most delicate silk. These are the nurseries of dreams, the places where thoughts are born and where they go to rest when the day is done. You feel your consciousness expanding, stretching out to touch the furthest reaches of this velvet expanse, shedding the boundaries of your physical self. You are no longer just an observer of this scene, you are the fabric of it. You are the stillness between the stars, the gentle arc of the light, and the vast welcoming darkness that holds them both. With every passing moment, the concept of you becomes softer, more fluid and more diffused. The sharp edges of your identity, the responsibilities you carry, the memories you hold, the plans you make are dissolving into the light. They are being washed away by the silent tides of this cosmic ocean, leaving you light, weightless, and profoundly, perfectly empty. It is a relief, a liberation so absolute that it feels like breathing for the first time. There is nothing left to hold on to, nothing left to defend, and nothing left to decide. You are simply a witness to the profound beauty of your own existence in this quiet, infinite space. Feel how the rhythm of your breathing has perfectly synced with the ebb and flow of the stars. Inhale, and feel the galaxy expand, filling you with a cool, clear peace that reaches every cell of your being. Exhale and feel the darkness deepen, wrapping you in a warm, protective cloak that shields you from all distractions. You are suspended in this golden, violet, and indigo sanctuary. The world below, with all its noise, all its light, and all its haste, is now 1,000,000 light years away, utterly unreachable and entirely irrelevant. You are home here, in the vast, silent heart of the cosmos, where time has stopped, where the stars are your only companions, and where the deepest, most restorative sleep is not just a destination, but a state of being that you have finally and fully attained. The celestial drift slows, and you begin a gentle descent toward the planet below. It glows with a soft bioluminescent hum, a beacon of absolute peace in the sea of stars. As you enter its atmosphere, the velvet dark of space gives way to a calming twilight indigo. There is no wind here, no weather, no change of seasons, only the eternal steady presence of stillness. You land, not with a thud, but with a melting transition, as if you're a drop of water returning to a calm, deep lake. The ground beneath you is covered in a soft, silvery moss that seems to breathe with you. Each blade of this moss is delicate and cool, cushioning your entire being, absorbing the final traces of movement from your limbs. You feel yourself sinking into the surface, not just resting upon it, but becoming part of the planet itself. The atmosphere here is rich and heavy, filled with the scent of distant rain and ancient sleeping stone. It is a thick, protective air that slows down every thought before it can even fully form. You try to think of a word, but the word dissolves into a gentle, pleasing shape before it can reach your lips. You try to remember a task, but the memory drifts away like smoke in the moonlight. Here language is unnecessary, logic is forgotten. The only language spoken on this planet is the rhythm of your own heart, and even that rhythm is becoming slow, deep, and beautifully redundant. Listen to the silence of this place. It is not an empty silence. It is a full, vibrant, and living silence. It pulses around you like a heartbeat of the world. It is the sound of everything being exactly as it should be. You are the only inhabitant of this sanctuary, and the entire planet exists solely to hold you in this state of profound, undisturbed rest. There are no clocks here, no sunrises to anticipate, no horizons to cross. There is only the here, the now, and the infinite, expanding depth of the relaxation that is currently pouring into you. You are held in the deepest cradle imaginable, supported by the very foundation of this quiet, sacred world, drifting effortlessly away from the shores of consciousness and into the boundless velvet interior of the night. You rise, though it feels more like drifting, and move toward the entrance of the great cave. The entrance is a soft, circular archway veiled by shimmering curtains of light that feel like cool water against your skin. As you pass through the world outside, the indigo sky, the silvery moss, the vastness of the galaxy, fades into a gentle, warm memory. You are entering the innermost sanctuary, a space carved out of absolute peace. The walls of this cave are lined with rare phosphorescent crystals that emit a soft, pulsing amber light. They do not dazzle, they breathe. Their light glows in perfect synchronization with your own inhalations and exhalations, creating a cocoon of warmth that permeates every layer of your existence. Here, the air is perfectly still, dense with the scent of deep earth and quiet secrets. It is a space designed for the cessation of all effort. You feel your muscles, the last, most stubborn traces of tension in your jaw, your shoulders, your feet, completely unravel. They are no longer holding you up. They are resting, finally, in a state of total, blissful surrender. The floor of the cave is carpeted in a substance softer than any bed you have ever known, a material that seems to adapt to your shape, cradling you in a way that makes you feel weightless yet firmly grounded. As you lie down, you notice the silence is different here. It has a texture. It is a deep, velvety, golden silence that presses gently against your ears, blocking out the very concept of noise. You are insulated from the universe, from the passage of time, and even from the process of thought itself. In this chamber of eternal serenity, The distinction between in and out disappears. You are not a guest in this cave. You are the cave. You are the stillness that fills the space. The amber light pulses, slowing down, and with each pulse your own heartbeat follows suit, finding a tempo that is tranquil, steady, and infinitely slow. There is nothing to achieve, no threshold to cross, no more steps to take. You have reached the final layer of rest, the deep, dark, and beautiful center, where dreams are not just formed, but where they are lived. You are sinking into a peace so profound that it feels as though the entire universe is holding its breath just for you, waiting for you to drift into the absolute perfection of a dreamless, restorative sleep. As you rest in the amber glow of the cave, let these words settle into the deepest parts of your being. They are the final echoes of my voice, and they will become the first thoughts of your restoration. Every breath you take tonight is a quiet repair. With each inhalation you are drawing in clarity, strength, and calm. With each exhalation you are releasing every heavy thought, every lingering doubt, and every trace of the day's fatigue. Your body is a masterpiece of self-healing. As you sleep, it is knitting together, renewing every cell, and aligning every nerve with the rhythm of total peace. When you open your eyes tomorrow, you will feel a lightness in your chest and a focus in your mind that you have not felt for a long time. The rest you're experiencing now is deep, restorative, and complete. It is not just sleep, it is a profound reset. You have traveled through the stars, through the silence, and into the heart of this sanctuary, and you are returning to yourself, refreshed, centered, and whole. Trust in the silence, trust in the darkness, trust in your own capacity to let go. You are moving beyond the need for effort, beyond the need for words, and into the pure, sweet surrender of a deep, dreamless rest. Everything you need is already within you. You are held by the universe, and you are ready for the stillness that is now becoming your entire world. Let the light of the amber crystals fade. Let the sound of my voice dissolve into the velvet dark. Let yourself slip, completely and finally, into the quiet, perfect sleep that belongs to you. Sleep. Rest. Be whole. Sleepy History with Kevin is created for relaxation, entertainment, and sleep purposes. The stories shared on this channel are inspired by historical events, daily life, and real periods in history, but they may be simplified, adapted, or narrated in a calming way to enhance the listening experience. This content is not intended to be a precise academic or educational source. While we aim to stay generally accurate, some details may be altered for storytelling flow and relaxation. Please do not rely on this channel as a primary source for historical research or study. By listening, you acknowledge that this content is designed to help you unwind, relax, and fall asleep. Thank you for your understanding and support.